Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game number 4 in the series. This time it really is on Nomad Isle, as Th000 spawns as the purple human at what I'll call the 5 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Moon has spawned as the red night elf here at the 1 or 2 o'clock position. Now this is Nomad Isle, not Turtle Rock. I apologize for the introduction in the previous game since I did get a bit confused, but we are now looking at what appears to be a very, very interesting matchup already, as we now see a militia already making their way out across the map to do a bit of scouting. Now, Nomad Isle is an interesting map of sorts. It's one of the what I'll call the newer generation of maps, as it does have a hawk at the creep camps. It won't come into play here, most likely. More often than not, a Blade Master is the reason why there's a hawk here, so you can't walk up to a shop and go shopping. Meanwhile, you can see that the militia has come around over here as well. It is going to pull the aggro onto that Ancient of War, and that Ancient of War now taking a fair bit of damage. Is it going to try to pull more aggro as well? That Ancient of War already down to 700 some odd hit points, and now it may even start to go and attack back. Alright, the Ancient of War down to 600, 700 hit points, and now is engaging against the other units. Alright, it looks like it will just be taking damage for quite some time, not going after the Spider Crab Behemoth and pulling that over, but the Ancient of War is already going to be down to 500 some odd hit points before it needs to be repaired, and this is going to start affecting at least some of the economy of Moon, as this Wisp is not harvesting lumber, and this, aggroing the second set of creeps. This could be extremely bad news now. All of a sudden, this tree is going to be taking a lot more damage, and Moon is in trouble. He needs the repair, pulls over 3 more Wisp in order to recover from this position. Only 1 of the sea turtle hatchings are engaging, so that is a little bit of extra luck there. Only 13 to 15 extra damage, as we now see a Warden first. Alright, Warden first, an interesting choice. We'll see what comes of this in just a moment, as the Warden now goes after this relatively easy creep camp. Meanwhile, the Archmage militia creeps and is going to go after this mercenary camp extremely quickly, and after this mercenary camp, he may try to set up an expansion here. This is only a 5-4-3 creep camp, relatively easy to take out, and with the added income, he should be able to hire up a lot of mercenaries, get the Troll Berserker, get that Troll Shadow Priest, and maybe even a Mud Golem, and just use the economic advantage that way. Alright, peasants are being left behind to try and build up a farm, and then after that, I do believe some peasants will be making their way over to this expansion location. Rather typical, rather common, nothing too out of the ordinary. Now, Warden is sitting at level 2, does have Boots of Speed. Troll Shadow Priest is there as well. Now the Troll Shadow Priest is there as well. It looks as though the Sea Turtle hatching will get taken down. And are we seeing a second group of militia make their way up? Yes, it is. And it looks like Th000 is just going to continue that particular strategy over and over again. Expansion and trying to use this mercenary camp to his advantage. Now, there is one additional mercenary camp sitting off over here, and even though it is a bit out of the ways, it would be rather beneficial for Th000 to try and visit it and hire up some extra units. Anytime you can hire up extra units and not have to wait about the cooldown, at least in the early stages of the game, that would be very, very strong, as we're now looking at the Troll Berserker making its way out as well. Alright, Ring of Protection +2 quickly picked up. Pendant of Energy, or Pendant of Mana, now being left behind here, as we're looking at the Warden clear out a relatively easy green creep camp, and not much to show for it. And Th000 currently sitting on his level 3 Archmage, should be able to get up to level, or should be able to continue creeping and set up this expansion without any problems. Alright, what is in store? Ancient of War has made its way over to this red creep camp here. This is going to be rather of a dangerous move. There is a scout farm here, but it's not going to be able to really scout anything at all. Alright, the Vile Temptress will get taken down. Warden, now sitting at level 3, has a Wand of Lightning Shield. Could be used to get an extra bit of little damage there, as the Troll Shadow Priest is healing up that Warden. Meanwhile, the Archmage of Th000 doesn't seem to be really that aggressive. Alright, there goes the Wisp on the way out now. Troll Shadow Priest has been hired. And what is Th000 going to be looking to do as Th000 is now trying to just sit around and not do very much. All right, a Bronze Drake is up in the air. That Bronze Drake going after the Troll Berserker. I believe that the Bronze Drake has a bit of AoE splash damage, and what really should be happening is that the Bronze Drake, it looks as though they're going to be splitting up damage as much as possible, trying to take off aggro, and I believe this Archer, oh yes, the Warden was able to finish it off. That was a Scroll of Restoration, and Moon, very aggressive with this creep out, is going to be able to set up this ninja expansion without his opponent really realizing it, since most players do not try to take down that expansion location at least that early. Alright, the Warden is going to make its way over. The Warden does have a Scroll of Restoration. That is a surefire sign that he has, in fact, creeped out a red creep camp. If his opponent ever clicks on him and realizes it, that is going to be a huge, huge game changer, as he then knows to look for cleared out red creep camps. Alright, I would have sworn that the Warden would have picked up a Staff of Teleportation. Does not. Still has a Scroll of Restoration, though, and it may try to go after the Renegade Wizard here. This would give him a very, very good fight here. There's a huge fan of knives, and damage is already being dealt. A Shadow Strike has come in as well, and there goes that unit. There's a Scroll of Restoration, but that was a little bit late, as the Warden gets off another fan of knives to deal even more damage. So far, there goes another Footman there, and what is happening here, the Warden should be able to chase down this one Footman. No, decides not to, and now backs away. I believe that Scroll of Restoration, if he had used it earlier to try and save his unit, perhaps that would have been a much better play. But instead of doing that, he's in a little bit worse for wear, as the Footman is now just running back around. Dual Arcane Towers, setting up a second base. Moon already setting up his second base as well. Does have a gold mine ready to go. And now I believe that gold mine will start to be entangled here in just a second. Yes, there it is, and also training up some additional Wisp. Ancient of War now making its way over, may be able to take down the Scout Farm, as the Archmage, still sitting at level 3, is going to clear out this orange creep camp and that Gargantuan Sea Turtle. Scout Tower is going to get constructed, and it looks like Th000 is going to be very defensive, but on a map like this, on Nomad Isle, the main bases are not really where the fighting happens. Unlike in StarCraft 2 or some other RTSs, the fights really happen in the battlefield and not as much in the base, just because, well, the buildings are not nearly as important as the buildings in WarCraft or in StarCraft 2. All right, in comes the Warden. The Warden trying to take down some units. It looks as though what, off over here? Where'd it go? What did I miss? Where did it go? Goblin Shredder. All right, the Goblin Shredder right there. Very, very low on hit points, but it's still going to be okay. It can get repaired by those peasants. As the Zeppelin now comes in for a drop. All right, Warden is sitting here. It looks like it can do a lot of damage. Level 5 now on that Warden. And that level 5 Warden with level 3 Fan of Knives could just absolutely destroy the space in a matter of seconds. There goes the Arcane Tower. The Zeppelin now getting picked all back up, as the Warden may try to... Oh, it looks as though all the units are backing off here, and they are going to still try and engage. This Warden is still fighting right here. The Water Elemental shoots down that last unit there, and wow, what a beautiful position by Moon. Moon is only really revealing his Warden and the Ogre Mauler. The Warden is just absorbing so much damage right now, and allowing all of these units in the back to just continue to fight. All right, we should be seeing a Scroll of Town Portal. Yes, there it is. A little bit close for comfort, if you ask me, but a lot of damage dealt, as we're now looking to go back home, heal back up that Warden. Warden gonna try to get back up to full hit points. It's gonna be rather low. Needs to perhaps visit the Ancient of Wonders and shop back up a little bit further. Or, yeah, shop it so that the Moonwells can fill up a little bit further. So far, Moonwells are not the upgraded variety. I would have thought so already. They regenerate faster and also can store more mana, allowing you to heal more per Moonwell. Coming back here, we are looking at a whole bunch of units now making their way down. Let's take a look. The Warden still seen at level 5, and also a Vile Temptress being added. This is a 633 creep camp, and a 633 creep camp is still a relatively high level. The Warden, I don't believe, no, cannot get to level 2 with, or level 5 with this, or level 6 with this, just because, well, he's already at level 5, and you do not gain experience once you hit level 5 when fighting creeps. All right, more units making their way over. It looks as though there is one Zeppelin. All the units are being dropped back down. And what's happening next? One Archer being left behind here. Archer apparently not as important as a Dryad, as we're going to be going in for a drop. This main base drop, or this natural expansion drop, is rather worrisome. Meanwhile, Tho is just out creeping out in the field. There is a Zeppelin now in the air, and the Archmage is only seen at level 4 with now a Mountain King. Is going to be a very strong 1-2 combination. All right, waiting for that drop. Too many Arcane Towers, though, and that will be backing off with little to no problem. 3 Troll Berserkers and a whole bunch of other units. That Warden needs to engage. Does have double scrolls of healing, and we are now getting at the Tree of Eternity, but we still don't see a second hero. Yes, there is a second illusion there, but that is not a real hero at all. You can see that the Warden is just wandering around here. There's the engagement now, and are we going to see a fight? All right, it looks as though one of the water elementals will get taken down. A Mountain King now getting Shadow Striked as well. Mountain King already sitting at level 2. There's a Stormbolt, and the Warden very low on hit points. Oh, gets thunderclapped and taken out. Staff of Sanctuary saving... Staff of Sanctuary saving the, I believe, the Mountain King, or was that a Staff of Preservation? What the heck? How did that happen? All right, Warden is now back out on the field. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I thought I saw a Staff of Sanctuary. I don't know where the Mountain King is, though. Is the Mountain King anywhere to be found? The Mountain King is perhaps down over here or off over here. Yes, Mountain King is saved right there, and we are now going to try and go after these Drakes again. All right, here you have it. I believe there's actually a difference between the Bronze Drake and the Green Drake. I believe the Bronze Drake actually casts lightning, and I'm not sure if that attack actually purges units, just like the Thunder Lizards. We are now going into mortar teams. Tho sitting at 37 over 42. Moon sitting at 55 over 60. Moon has the momentum. As long as he does not give it up, he should be coming out smelling like a rose, as we're now looking to see 328 gold versus 539, 560. All right, coming back around, you can see multiple guard towers coming into play. There is a Green Drake and perhaps a Rogue Wizard and a Renegade or Dark Wizard coming in here. The Flying Machine actually going to start helping and joining in on the fight. Perhaps originally used for either Hippogriffs or Sight, just in case those archers shadow meld, but having an added benefit of taking down all those Drakes. All right, Mountain King sitting up to level 3. Paladin sitting at level 1. There is a big Shadow Strike there, however, quickly canceled by a Holy Light, as the Warden still venturing forth around the map. If this Warden gets the level 6 Avatar of Vengeance, is a big, big deal. It is a big problem, and lots of plays can happen from it. Panda now going after the Black Drake off over here. This will be the last one. There's a quick roar. Item will be a Tome of Agility plus 2. Also, we have a potion of rejuvenation, I believe. I believe it's like 750 mana and 750 hit points, 400 mana. Not 100% sure. No tooltip to really remind me of what it is. As we're looking at the the Archmage and the Mountain King, looking perhaps for the Warden and that Panda. With the Warden Panda, that 1-2 combination of Fan of Knives, Breath of Fire could really deal a lot of damage. You can see the Warden quickly going after units. There goes 3 peasants, all in just a moment's notice, as we see now Tho engaging with Flying Machines. 9 to 12 damage. That damage over time will add up. Even though it is such a small number, it is going up against these units that have that are apparently repairing the flying machine. The flying machine is now in a bit of trouble. Or sorry, not the flying machine. The Tree of Life is now currently in trouble, as there are so many flying machines that the flying machines are just keeping this life down at a very, very uncomfortable 900 something. All right, the flying machine's now looking to back off here. Are we going to see another engagement? Also, we see an Overlord getting taken down, shaken down here. Let's go after it. Mountain King does get roared, as we are now looking at the flying machines going after some key buildings. Is it going to go after those key buildings? Yes, it does go after some of those key buildings. And now going after the Dryads as well. The Dryads do not fare well against those mortar teams, as the mortar teams do deal more damage to the bonus armor than vice versa. Alright, an illusion being left behind right there. We are looking at the Warden now sitting at level 6. Could engage with an Avatar of Vengeance very easily. Not quite sure why he isn't. He has the mana. He has the mana. He just needs to make a play with it. And here we go. This looks like this is going to be the upcoming play. The Warden sitting at level 6. Now ready to go. All right, back over here you can see the Tree of Life is suffering a lot of damage. All right, also this one poor building, this Ancient Protector, as it's trying to be constructed, suffering a lot of damage as well. It looks like it will be sub 60 hit points soon and will be down. Meanwhile, back over here, you can see that the flying machines are just constantly causing harassment, and that is pretty much a good thing at this point, as you do not want to give your opponent any rhyme or reason to get back into this fight. We are now seeing an addition of siege engines. Siege engines very strong here. Breath of Fire, however, takes down 2 siege engines, and with that, this Panda getting to level 4 off of clearing out 3 siege engines. Alright, Panda and Moon's army still chasing after that siege engine. Meanwhile, back over here, you can see an Ancient of War trying to act as a bit of protection. 2 Ancients of War, in fact. 71 over 50 supply compared to 56 over 60. Moon is now looking like the aggressor, and looks like he's going to be smelling like a rose if he can come out of this engagement well. Alright. Though losing another guard tower off over here, only has 1 operational base, is continuing to creep off to the north here. The Paladin now sitting at level 2. Very good items so far. Potion of Rejuvenation on the Paladin, as he's the only hero that cannot heal himself. That does make a bit of sense. Alright, Panda now making its way off to the north. Coming back over here, Ancients of War now pulling back as well. Where are they traveling off to? They cannot afford to lose this expansion. If they lose that expansion, any sort of advantage that was brought up by Th000 will pretty much all be for naught, as the Warden is going to go straight after those units, now going after the Archmage. And now what is happening next? The Archmage could try and get to level, I believe, level 6, but that is still quite far away, and then start mass teleporting all over the map with all of his extra units and all of his extra buildings around. Mass teleportation, one of the key aspects in any battle. Movement, you need lots of movement to get ahead, and that's what's going on here. All right, siege engine now rolling forward. It looks as though it's going to be going after some units here. Is it gonna take down anything? It looks like it could take this one poor Moonwell down in a matter of moments. Yes, there it goes. And now perhaps another Moonwell is going to get taken down as well. So with 2 Moonwells down, it's now sitting at 63 over 70. I cannot imagine what Moon's strategy is going to be. He's going to end up falling behind 3-0 as this last Moonwell is destroyed. All right, 2 Tree of Life stats. That is all that is left. Meanwhile, another Tree of Life being constructed down here. it has to be known to Th000 though, or yeah, know about Th0's presence, as we're looking at this one tree of life about to get canceled. All right, let's see. Guard tower down to 13 hit points. Is it going to get canceled in time? No, it is not. It looks as though the rest of these guard towers will not get canceled in time. And there's a final breath of fire. All right, here comes the guard towers to try and finish things off just a little bit further. Panda now trying to engage. We could see a breath of fire here in just a moment. And another breath of fire would actually be very, very critical if he was able to get it off. All right, Divine Shield now being used by Th0. And with this is looking like very bad news. Moon may end up falling 3-1 in this best of 7 series. And 3-1 is pretty much a very difficult to climb out of a hole with. All right, back off to the north. Panda now regrouping. Moonwells, and only a handful of them are left. Meanwhile, back over here, you can see that the flying machines are just dropping bombs onto some of these buildings. No Moonwells means no units. No units means that Moon is going to end up losing, and Moon is just trying to make sure to take down these siege engines. All of these Moonwells are just causing so many problems. And now we are sitting, or we should be sitting at 3-1 in just a moment's notice. All right, a couple of siege engines still off over here. It looks as though Moon is fighting this all back. Are we going to see perhaps another unit taken down here? The Panda down to 186 hit points. The Archmage unable to catch up, as we're still sitting at 480 or 500 gold to about, is it approximately 500 as well? To about 700, 800. So Th0, if he has enough production buildings, could spend a little bit faster, but this is still looking pretty good here. All right, Mountain King. How did that get a Stormbolt? All right, not quite sure how a Stormbolt appeared on the Panda there. You can see that the Troll Berserker coming in as well. There is the attack, and now everyone will be able to retreat.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right, give me one moment. All right, welcome back, and let's go ahead and get things all of a sudden started back over here. You can see that the Ancient of War is now fighting against these siege engines. These siege engines are upgraded 3-2, so there's plenty of armor on them, and they're rather difficult to take out. The Ancient of War and the repairing on this Tree of Life, very important. Moon needs to keep his keep things economically stable, as he looks like he may be trying to set up another base over here. All right, Warden sitting at level 7, so the Warden does have an Avatar of Vengeance and could try to engage here. All right, you can see the Avatar of Vengeance is now just coming around the backside there. There's some damage coming in, and what is going on there? The attacks are just coming in. Are we going to perhaps see some attacks there? There's a huge fan of knives, and now we should be seeing those Spirits of Vengeance as the bears are coming in as well. So very, very interesting strategy to come in from the side and just flank with all of the units all at once, as opposed to trying to come in a straight single file line. By attacking at this weird angle, he was able to deal a lot more damage, and now you can see that the Avatar of Vengeance is just, with the rejuvenation, pretty much unstoppable at this point, unable to take down these little Spirits of Vengeances as they are on time life, and also the Avatar is still regenerating plenty of hit points, or was regenerating hit points up until just a moment ago. There is another rejuvenation on it, and it's also getting healed back up. All right, come back over here. Let's take a look. Wisp could be trying to set up a base here. There is a Zeppelin. 2 siege engines are ready to drop from the sky. Meanwhile, down over here, 1 Ancient of War has already taken a bit too much damage. This is not looking good. Scroll of Town Portal now coming in. All right, these siege engines need to get away. No, it is just a Panda. There is the Breath of Fire already coming in as well. The Panda could try to engage. There is the Uproot, and the Wisp are now going to try and massively repair this, as we are now looking at perhaps the Panda going after one of these one at a time. There goes one. All right, are we going to see more? It looks as though the Zeppelins have pretty much nowhere to go. It looks as though, yes, this 1 siege engine will get destroyed as well. And now the Tree of Life here needs to reroot itself. But the bears are also coming in and just going to be getting in even more damage. Another siege engine goes down. It looks like a third or fourth one will be going down, or a third one will be going down. One more shot, taking down the taking down that one unit there. Come on. The Panda should just be able to take this down here in just a moment. There goes another. And now with the level 7 and also level 5, you can see that the Tree of Eternity is also moving around very quickly. Coming back over here, the Siege Engine is now trying to take down this Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is taking a lot of damage here. Ancient of War is in position. Knights are in position as well, but there's not nearly as many units. There is a huge thunderclap there, as now there is a quick teleportation. However, the Warden is now stunned and in trouble. What is this Warden going to do? Now trying to get away. There is the Avatar of Vengeance coming back in once again. And once that Avatar of Vengeance is gone, I believe there's going to be enough mana for it to summon another one straight up. All right, let's continue this fight there. Staff of Sanctuary saving a knight. There goes a Water Elemental. Damage is being dealt. Another unit could get taken down here. The Siege Engine trying to just run all the way to the back. It looks like it is going to be able to do exactly that, as a bear is trying to engage it from the back there. There goes the Water Elemental, and the attacks are still coming in. So much damage to be had, and this one Siege Engine is just not falling at this point. Finally getting taken down in the back. Level 6 on the Panda. Earth, Storm, and Fire now being added. As my phone goes off, give me a second.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, let's get back into the game here. Still fighting. Meanwhile, back over here, you can see that there is a Tree of Eternity trying to root itself, and it is going to be able to root itself right here and now start entangling a gold mine as well. The Water Elemental should be able to focus that down pretty much no problem. Meanwhile, there is no gold mine here, so it is pretty much only one operational gold mine, and it needs to get it needs to perhaps get built right up here. But it looks as though the units are already in position to try and finish this off. Moon is looking to be in a very, very good situation. All of these arcane towers are going to fall. Meanwhile, back over here, the Tree of Eternity is now taking on a 3-hero versus 1 beating. It is not going to be able to survive this for very long, even with 7 armor and 2,000 hit points. Alright, it looks as though this one guard tower will get taken down here in just a moment. Squirrel Town Portal now heading on back. The Archmage is going to be able to run away in time. There is all the units, and Th000 says GG. We are once again tied up at 2 games apiece. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.